So talk to me about then what I've heard you call before the transient members, the three guitarists, the famous ones that we all know. Of course, Eric Clapton, you mentioned Jeff Beck already, there's Jimmy Page as well. They're all very different in styles, in working ways as well. I mean, talk to me about each of those and their influences on the group at the time they were there.
Well, yes. I mean, it was a great beginning. Originally, before Eric, there was a guy called Topham, who was also from the art school, who was Kingston Art School, who was, very young, and he had to leave because his parents wanted him to study to be an artist. A painting artist. And so Clapton came in, and he was like a step further on in a way in terms of personality, and he was very conscientious on what he did. He was very, very keen to play the blues, and he would practice day after day playing blues solos that he heard, and copying them and starting there and then doing his own. And so it was a good team for a while, and then we wanted to sort of slightly change the blues slightly, because we didn't want to just play the same blues we heard. We wanted to make it our own in a way, make it a bit different, and that was where I guess the For Your Love came in, because somebody saw us playing actually with the Beatles at their Christmas show in London. And they thought, they had this demo of For Your Love by Graham Gouldman, and they thought, this would suit this group, because there's a tempo change in the middle of it, and they're doing all these sort of things, So we all listened to it and we all liked it, except Eric. Eric thought it was too far away from the blues to consider even, and then he also had some other issues with the band, and he didn't really see eye to eye with a lot of the guys. So he moved on, and we got Jeff. But we asked Jimmy Page first of all if he would join, because he used to come and see us sometimes, and he always used to like the band, and he said, well, I'm doing a lot of sessions and I'm quite happy doing that. But why don't you try my understudy who does some sessions for me, Jeff Beck? So we tried him, and he was immediately a success. He was different to Eric. He was very sort of rough and ready compared to Eric, very tailored and everything. And he sort of had this really long hair, and it was covered in sort of grease and oil from one of his cars, who had been underneath it, tampering with it. But what a great player, and he played a variety of styles, and it really suited us, and it suited us for going forward, and making those blues covers quite different, and then doing our own songs. So he was great, and then finally it all got too much for him. Well, before that, Paul Samuel Smith left because it was sort of quite difficult traveling around. He got quite stressed out, and he left because he wanted to become a producer. And by that time, Jimmy Page was very happy to join the group. So he came in and replaced Paul on bass. And for a while he played bass, and then we thought, this is silly, we'll swap over with Chris. And so Chris went on to bass, very brave, and the two of them played lead for a while, which was very up and down, but sometimes brilliant and sometimes a bit of a mess, but it was something to remember anyway. And then in the end, the stress got too much for Jeff, because he was always very, very nervous, very wound up sort of guy. And so he left the group, and we were a four-piece until the very end.